In today's hyper-connected world, our networks are under constant threat. Lurking in the shadows is malware, a silent predator capable of wreaking havoc on individuals, businesses, and even nations. From crippling computer systems to stealing sensitive information, malware's impact can be devastating. Malware, short for malicious software, is a broad term encompassing any software intentionally designed to harm a computer system or its user. These insidious programs can spread through various means, including malicious email attachments, infected websites, or even seemingly harmless software downloads. Once inside a system, malware can wreak havoc, compromising data, disrupting operations, and spreading to other connected devices. Cybercriminals are constantly evolving their tactics, developing new and more sophisticated malware strains to circumvent security measures. The financial incentives for these malicious actors are enormous, with ransomware attacks alone costing businesses billions of dollars annually. Protecting our networks from malware requires a multifaceted approach, combining technical safeguards with user education and awareness. To effectively combat this ever-present threat, we must first understand our enemy. Section 2. Viruses, digital pathogens. Viruses, a classic form of malware, have been plaguing computer systems for decades. Like their biological counterparts, computer viruses are designed to replicate and spread, infecting other files and programs on a system. They typically attach themselves to legitimate software, using it as a vessel to infiltrate unsuspecting machines. Once a virus has infected a system, it can remain dormant until triggered by a specific action, such as opening an infected file or running a compromised program. When activated, the virus can wreak havoc, deleting files, corrupting data, or even rendering the entire system unusable. One of the most infamous examples of a computer virus is the I Love You worm, which spread like wildfire through email systems in 2000. The virus, disguised as a love letter, tricked users into opening an infected attachment. Antivirus software, firewalls, and regular system updates can help mitigate the risk of virus infections. Equally important is user education, as even the most sophisticated security measures can be rendered useless by careless user behavior. Section 3. Worms, self-replicating menace. Worms, a particularly insidious type of malware, are self-replicating programs that can spread rapidly across networks without any human interaction. Unlike viruses, which require a host program to replicate, worms can spread independently, exploiting vulnerabilities in operating systems and network protocols to propagate from one machine to another. Once a worm has infiltrated a network, it can spread like wildfire, infecting numerous machines in a short period. Worms can consume network bandwidth, overload servers, and create backdoors for other malware to exploit. One of the most notorious examples of a computer worm is the Conficker worm, which infected millions of computers worldwide in 2008. Protecting against worms requires a multi-layered approach, including robust firewalls, intrusion detection systems, and regular software updates. Network segmentation can also help limit the spread of worms, isolating critical systems from less secure parts of the network. Section 4. Trojan Horses, deceitful infiltrators. Trojan Horses, named after the mythical wooden horse used to infiltrate Troy, are malicious programs disguised as legitimate software. These deceptive programs often masquerade as useful applications, games, or even security software, tricking unsuspecting users into downloading and installing them. Once inside a system, a Trojan horse can perform a variety of malicious activities, depending on its design. Some Trojans are designed to steal sensitive information, such as login credentials, credit card numbers, and other personal data. Others may create backdoors for other malware to exploit, giving attackers remote access to the infected system. One of the most prevalent types of Trojan horses is the banking Trojan, which targets online banking credentials. Protecting against Trojan horses requires a healthy dose of skepticism and caution. Enabling two-factor authentication for online accounts can also help mitigate the damage caused by stolen credentials. Section 5. Ransomware holding data hostage. Ransomware, a particularly nasty form of malware, encrypts the victim's files, holding them hostage until a ransom is paid. Once a system is infected with ransomware, the malware typically encrypts essential files, such as documents, photos, and databases, rendering them inaccessible to the user. After encrypting the victim's files, the ransomware displays a message demanding payment. usually in the form of cryptocurrency, in exchange for the decryption key. One of the most infamous ransomware attacks in recent years was the WannaCry attack of 2017. The WannaCry ransomware spread rapidly across the globe, infecting hundreds of thousands of computers in over 150 countries. Protecting against ransomware requires a multi-pronged approach, including regular data backups, robust antivirus software, and employee training. It is also crucial to keep operating systems and software up to date, as security patches can fix vulnerabilities that ransomware exploits. Section 6. Spyware, the silent observer. Spyware, as its name suggests, is designed to spy on the user's activities without their knowledge or consent. This insidious form of malware can track keystrokes, capture screenshots, monitor web browsing habits, and even record audio and video through the infected device's microphone and camera. The information gathered by spyware can be used for a variety of malicious purposes. Cybercriminals can use stolen login credentials to access online accounts, financial information to commit fraud, and personal data for identity theft. One of the most common ways spyware infects systems is through bundled software. Users who blindly click through installation prompts without reading the fine print may unknowingly install spyware on their systems. Protecting against spyware requires vigilance and caution. Antivirus software with real-time protection can help detect and remove spyware, and anti-tracking browser extensions can prevent websites from tracking browsing habits. Section 7. Adware, the nuisance that steals your attention. Adware, while not as inherently dangerous as other forms of malware, can be incredibly annoying and intrusive. This type of malware bombards the user with unwanted advertisements, pop-ups, and browser redirects, often slowing down the system and disrupting the user's online experience. Some adware can track browsing habits, collect personal information, and even redirect users to malicious websites. Adware often spreads through bundled software downloads, similar to spyware. It can also be installed through malicious browser extensions or by visiting compromised websites. Protecting against adware requires a combination of prevention and removal techniques. Users should be cautious when downloading software, especially free software, and should always opt out of any optional software installations. Ad-blocking browser extensions can help prevent adware from displaying unwanted advertisements, and anti-malware software can scan and remove existing adware infections. Section 8. Real-world consequences, a stark reminder. The consequences of malware infections can be severe, impacting individuals, businesses, and even entire nations. For individuals, malware can lead to identity theft, financial loss, and the compromise of sensitive personal information. Businesses can suffer data breaches, financial losses, reputational damage, and disruption to their operations. One of the most high-profile malware attacks in recent years was the NotPetya attack of 2017. This devastating attack, attributed to Russian military hackers, targeted Ukrainian businesses and infrastructure, causing billions of dollars in damage worldwide. The NotPetya malware spread rapidly, encrypting data and disrupting operations in various sectors, including shipping, pharmaceuticals, and energy. These real-world examples highlight the very real threat that malware poses to our interconnected world. Section 9. Building a fortress. Strategies for protection. Protecting against the ever-evolving threat of malware requires a multi-layered approach, combining technical safeguards with user education and awareness. By implementing a comprehensive security strategy, individuals and organizations can significantly reduce their risk of becoming victims of malware attacks. One of the most critical aspects of malware protection is keeping software up to date. Software updates often include security patches that address known vulnerabilities, making it more difficult for malware to exploit these weaknesses. Users should enable automatic updates whenever possible and regularly check for updates for all software, including operating systems, applications, and browser plugins. Another crucial element of malware protection is the use of strong, unique passwords for all online accounts. Passwords should be at least 12 characters long and include a mix of upper and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols. In addition to strong passwords, enabling two-factor authentication whenever possible adds an extra layer of security. Antivirus software is a cornerstone of any malware protection strategy. Section 10. Conclusion. A call for vigilance. In today's digital landscape, the threat of malware is not a matter of if, but when. Cybercriminals are constantly evolving their tactics, developing new and more sophisticated malware strains to circumvent security measures. Protecting our networks, data, and privacy requires a proactive and vigilant approach. By understanding the different types of malware, their attack vectors, and the potential consequences of an infection, we can make informed decisions about our online behavior and security practices. Implementing robust security measures, such as those outlined in the previous section, can significantly reduce the risk of becoming a victim of malware. However, technology alone is not enough. User education and awareness are paramount in the fight against malware. By remaining vigilant, educating ourselves, and implementing strong security practices, we can mitigate the risks and protect ourselves from the hidden dangers lurking in the digital world.